Greetings, my fellow star citizens. Dr. Hawk here. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. I'm quitting Star Citizen FM. The reasons for this are varied, and I could go on and on about stuff, but I'm just gonna lay it out to you. Blah, 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 blah.
What?
Blah,
No. No.
blah, 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 blah.
How else am I going to procrastinate on Sundays? Without my weekly dose of Star Citizen FM, life is pointless.
What? Dr. Hawk is quitting his transmissions of Star Citizen FM? Blowing up my ship? One thing. No. No. Friggin' frostbite! Quitting Star Citizen FM! First, he blows up my ship. Very quitter. Gonna pluck his blood. I'm gonna find you, Dr. Hawk. There you are. Hey, Dr. Hawk, I have a bone to pick with you after I'm done tearing out your heart.
Are you a certified Dr. Hawk? You need to be one if you want to do that.
That's irrelevant. You blew up my ship, but that's one thing. I might be able to forgive that. Quitting Star Citizen FM, I have to kill you for that transgression.
If you don't calm your ass, I'm gonna have to give you a hawk stare, and you're not walking away from it.
Ha! Hawk stare. Prepare to die, Dr. Hawk. What? No! Dr. Hawk! No!
You really need to start saying yes more. And by the way, warned you. Jeez, I should really start using this hawk stare more often. It would work great for the haters. Oh, and by the way, citizens, no need to worry. Star Citizen FM isn't going anywhere. And welcome, my fellow pilots, to Star Citizen FM, episode 31. I dearly hope you guys enjoyed that. That was something I had a lot of fun making. And yeah, I guess the secret's out now. Star Citizen FM is going to get a little bit more interesting. I picked up a capture card. A little quick history, I used to love making machinima back when I played the console a lot. And I thought, hey, why not? Why not throw something in there to make it just a little bit more interesting, shake things up a little bit, and counter my monotone voice. So if you guys enjoyed that, leave a comment in the description or the video or in the forum and let me know what you think, because it was fun. And honestly, I'm going to try to keep doing it just to keep things going. But I'll go over my plans for what I want to do with the machinima later. Before we begin our show, I want to make a quick shout out to Pleasure. All of you should know Pleasure. He is an awesome man and has pretty much been employed by Cloud Imperium Games at this point. Insert, I don't know if that's actually fact, although he should be. If you look on the lower right-hand corner, you'll notice a little thing that's also different. Pleasure went ahead and took a logo that Falaron had taken and made for me and turned it into an innovative little logo for me. So gone is the rotating Squadron 42 logo and in with a Dr. Hawk rotating logo. So next time you guys see Pleasure, give him a shout out for me, and to Pleasure, thank you very much, man. It looks great, I love it, and I will have you on Star Citizen FM next time, despite you saying no. With that being said, welcome to Star Citizen FM, to anyone just joining in with me. In case you don't know, Star Citizen FM is a fan-run show run by yours truly, Dr. Hawk. This show covers a wide variety of topics, such as things happening at Cloud Imperium Games, Star Citizen, of course, and anything that might be happening in the fan community. So join me as we go over some of the highlights that have happened in the last week. First up is the big topic that I think everyone has noticed and might be talking about still. Star Citizen has reached $15 million in pledge funding. I think this is quite the achievement, so everyone who has contributed and just joined, give yourselves a pat on the back. This is very commendable. Good job, guys. With that 15 million, we have secured access to the oft-discussed escort carrier. Every backer will also get a free digital 42-page upgrade handbook manual with their game, which go through the process of customizing and overclocking ship systems. So, the next $16 million goal we can look forward to is the arena mode and a laser pistol for every pledger before this point, and I believe that was the date that the post was made. The next stretch goal is a $17 million stretch goal. The first being a ship upgrade package for every pledger containing an engine modifier and an additional flyable ship class, the battle cruiser. Although, given at the rate we're going, we'll get there in no time. That being said, this means we have reached 3/4 of the optimal amount that CIG has said that they would need to develop Star Citizen to its truest potential. 3/4, not half, not a quarter, we're almost there. And the game's not even 2 years out, so this is amazing. Good job, everyone. Pat yourselves on the back. So let us move on to some other interesting tidbits that have come out recently. To anyone that's pledged for an Avenger, or wants to know what an Avenger is, there's a work-in-progress update also on the comlink showing some new skins for the Avenger. It has a much nicer render now. It actually looks almost like a space shuttle. At least that's the initial impression that I get. So if you want to check out the Avenger, there should be some images on the screen right now. You can go check that out at RSI or robertspaceindustries.com, or there should be a description in my video below. Being that somebody out there was kind enough to buy me an Avenger for my birthday, and you know who you are, so thank you. I'm actually really excited to fly this thing now. It looks pretty sexy. It almost has some of the Origin 300i, influences, but it's unique enough in its own aspect that it retains its own appearance. I don't know. I'm trying to search for words, but I can't come up with any words because it's just too beautiful. So check out the Avenger. You can find that on the comlink. I'm for one, I'm excited for it because now I have 2 sexy ships to fly around. We also got to see a UEE concept image of the Marine. Sorry, not concept image, an actual render. 2 pictures of the Marine, or at least the fidelity of the Marine that they're going for. It's not a whole body shot, and you should see it right here. But already it's looking pretty damn good. This is like Crisis quality, if not more. The cables are all their own unique objects. The leather strap has its own buckle. And, I'm excited. I want to put the Titan to the test on the computer, see how well it does. Although I'm already thinking of getting 2 more, so we'll see what happens when we get there. But if you want to see the render quality or at least the final quality of what they're trying to push for, this would be a good thing to check out. The textures are nice, the models itself are nice. It's looking pretty good. Speaking of another thing that's actually looking pretty good is some of the fan ships that we have out there too. To those of you that aren't aware, Star Citizen will allow you to make your own custom ships, and if they pass CIG's regulations or guidelines that they have yet to establish, you might just see your ship in game. The 4 ships we have are the Slifnir Combat Support Vehicle by Apple Crow, the Regent Innovation Glaive by E-Flanks, the Argon Travel Master by Alexander Sinclair, and finally the Pegasus 9E Explorer by Seabold. All beautiful ships and all very well done. In fact, even Seabold right there, I can see, I've seen some of his work before. I do poke around in the modding for him, and holy cow, man, that's some pretty good work, man. I need to get to work on some of my ships now. So if you guys want to see some of your ships in Star Citizen, or at least start getting some practice, you can always pick up a trial of 3ds Max, Maya, Blender, whatever you have you. There's a tool for every kind of need. It doesn't matter which program. And you can try your hand at modeling your own ships. And even if you can't model, draw a ship, or model it out with Play-Doh, or build it with Lego. It's still a concepting, and who knows, maybe CIG might take it seriously. Might. I can't speak for them though. Though I could try as much as I want, although that might just get me on bad terms with Benjamin, and next thing you know I'll be facing the ban hammer. Well, with that being said, we actually don't have a whole lot of content in terms of anything from CIG. They have mentioned previously that they are in crunch mode, and that being said, that means that they're working really hard on trying to get the hangar done and ready for this. There's little information on the hangar so far. I know that it's likely not going to be on Steam, and it will probably be a independent program or app released by them that'll probably be downloaded on the site. They said they're going to try to do their best to make sure that the servers don't explode, as Star Citizens have had a good past of killing their internet. But it's no time frame yet, but I'd wager 1-2 months maybe. So until then, there isn't a whole lot I can really go over. There's an interview that you can go over. Wingman and Rob Irving, they answer some of the fan feedback questions in their latest episode of Wingman's Hangar. And then the interviewee is Star Citizen's art producer Harry Jarvis. So if you'd like to check those out, you can check out Wingman's Hangar, or you can search it up for just the independent interview on robertspaceindustries.com. Also, for subscribers, which by the way I am one of now, yay! There is a new article, a new jump point for you guys. I unfortunately can't go over it for the other citizens, as I'm pretty sure that would get me in hot water with both Wingman, Ben, Sandy, Chris, everyone. But from what I know, they said I can announce it. So if you guys are interested or want to pick up, subscriber membership or Imperator, now's a good time. You can check it out. There's some cool tidbits in there, which I'd really like to show you guys, but I don't want to get in trouble. So maybe if I'm really good to Wingman, or really good one day, maybe. I don't know. But for now, go check it out. I know it costs money, but honestly, you're supporting a good game. So new article, jump point out for you guys. Check that out. Finally, we have a new Galactic Guide release for Origin Jumpworks. I know you guys have enjoyed my read-throughs before, so I'm going to close off with a reading of the Galactic Guide for Origin, and after that I'll go over my plans of what I want to do with the machinimas. Origin Jumpworks, GmbH. If it is possible for a company to merge class and sophistication with the sheer risk of spaceflight and the cold-blooded nature of interstellar dogfighting, Origin Jumpworks comes to the closest. The company's extensive array of high-end spacecraft is known for their sleek and sophisticated lines. Similarly, they have cultivated an exclusive customer base from the rich and powerful. As Origin's perfectly manicured salesmen eagerly point out, selecting an Origin design doesn't just mean buying a ship, it means choosing a lifestyle. Origin was incorporated during the so-called Glowing Age, the financial boom of the 28th century that followed the antimatter rush. For their first decade, the company produced high-quality fusion engines used by the UEE military and mounted on the ostentatious Roberts Space Industries and Aegis Dynamics star yachts available to the public, at least the well-heeled public, at the time. With the need for personal spacecraft growing exponentially, Origin moved to compete with the companies they initially supplied. Within 10 years, the company was producing a top 5 selling mid-scale composite transport, and within 50 their well-paying customer base was neck and neck with RSI for gross profits in the manufactured spacecraft field. Origin premiered their initial 200 and 300 lines of personal ships in 2899 and has held a strong second in that market ever since. Founded on the banks of Rhine in Cologne, Germany, Origin has had strong ties to Earth for the first 2 centuries of their existence, originally going so far as to insist that every component for their Elite 600 line be manufactured in Seoul. In recent years, these ties have been severed completely. Declaring Terra the new cultural capital of the UEE, President Jennifer Friskers made the then unpopular decision to relocate to Terra. In a largely unexpected executive order, she moved corporate headquarters and the primary design team of the settlement of New Austin in 2913. Since that time, manufacturing has become nearly completely outsourced, with only an engine testing facility remaining on Earth's moon. Government scrutiny of the company since the move has also flourished, with tax issues quadrupling following the decision to leave Earth. New Austin has since become an Origin town, with the company holding fast as the key employer. Omega Foods, the corporate entity responsible for the Crabbo chain, is a distant second. The system has become a mecca for Origin enthusiasts, with wealthy buyers traveling across the galaxy to purchase their ships straight from the factory floor. A stunning company showcased in the center of the city highlights M50s, 300s, and 890 jumps in a series of life-size action dioramas costing millions to set up and display, and Origin has sponsored naming rights for local stadiums, high schools, and streets. Tourists leaving New Austin without a 300 series shot glass or keychain is nearly unheard of. The 300 series. The current workhorse of the company's lineup, if any Origin craft can be so described, is the Origin 300 series, a luxury class dogfighter. It is the credit of the company that such a description is not inherently a contradiction in terms. The bare silver metal and the smooth aerodynamic lines of the 300i base perfectly evoke of both flowing work of technical art and mankind's most perfect killing machine. Every element of the 300 series feels designed, from the recessed missile mounts to the flowing metal gun attachments. And of course, thousands of hours went into the development of every individual element of their spacecraft. The company is known to pay millions in bonuses to employees who can figure out how to remove a single bolt attachment from their designs. Origin currently manufactures 3 standard 300 series models, plus a variety of specialized limited-run variants. The base luxury 300i touring model has remained largely unchanged since the ship's inception, other than incorporating improved technology and control surfaces. Though the sales copy advertises that the advanced models fit any lifestyle, observers can easily ascribe specific tasks to them. The 315P, featuring long-range options and improved scanners, is the exploration model, and the 325A, with heavier weapons and armor, is built for combat. The 300 lineup changes on a nearly yearly basis, with other roles including interdiction, outranging, stealth, and blockade running have appeared in the past. The only standard is the customer. Origin makes a clear point not to associate their craft with piracy. The company spends billions on anti-piracy efforts, and has been known to refuse sale to known pirates attempting to purchase their craft in person on Terra. Erstwhile rogues should not fear, though, as the secondary market for 300i series spacecraft is robust. Nevertheless, the effort has largely paid off. The 300 is known as a law-abiding bounty hunter ship at its roughest, and never a smuggler or an aggressor. The notable 4th 300 series model, not produced in large quantity, but arguably the best known beyond the base, is the 350R, the so-called light speeder. The 350R is a dedicated racer model of the line, used as a base by professional racing teams across the galaxy. 350Rs have a storied history, with more Carrington wins than any other spacecraft. From multi-system endurance races to cross-star speedruns, the twin-engine 350R is a common sight among the racing lines. It is also rumored that the UEE military's elite Black Watch divisions make use of a squadron of 350Rs for covert operations requiring extreme speed. Reports of stealth grey racer-class ships without broadcast transponders operating along the Vandal border cannot be independently substantiated. The M50. Soon to give the 350R a close second in the acclaimed racer category is the Origin M50, often referred to as a power plant with a cockpit attached. M50s, which will roll off the production line for the first time this year, represent another leap forward in engine technology and are predicted to give the 350R a run for its money. Despite, well, if not overly publicized teething difficulties in the prototype and Y-series test ships, the current M50 lineup is a solid spacecraft design that promises unequaled speed. Whether the ship will find buyers among Origin's business-oriented clientele remains to be seen. The company is doing their best to promote the M50 as a second ship to 300 owners, the sporty coupe in which you speed around the galaxy on weekends. Well, I don't know about you guys, but that certainly makes me want my 350R a lot more. So, if you want to give that a read over on your own, you can find that in the Robert Space Industries comlink or in the description below. So as I said before, the only thing I wanted to finish up with was the machinima plans. If you guys enjoy this, please let me know. I know some of you guys are overly averted to console games, and if you so much as hear an Xbox, you sneeze Black Death. So if this is an issue, let me know, and if you really enjoyed it, let me know. To any of viewers who have never joined me, or if you enjoyed this show, you can always subscribe to me by clicking on the lower left icon, the fuzzy little hawk, to subscribe to my channel. And if you don't, just leave me a comment, post a like, and if you even have a complaint, voice it. And as mentioned, I want to be doing this machinima as much as I can, even if it's just little skits based on chat roll, the forums, or maybe something that's come up in the comlink, just something to spice up the show. I'm also planning to introduce a new segment to the show, Ask Dr. Hawk. With this little segment, you will be able to submit a question to starcitizenfm@gmail.com, and I will pick 3 questions that I'll go over each week and try to answer to the best of my ability. Please keep in mind I am not a CIG employee. I have been confused as such in the past, so I will not be able to answer when the hangar comes out, etc. But I will try to answer game theory or other things that I think might happen. So if you guys would like to submit a question for Ask Dr. Hawk, be sure to submit it to starcitizenfm@gmail.com. Until then, this has been Dr. Hawk with Star Citizen FM. You guys all take care and fly safe. See you next time.